my Mercurial mercenaries! Another short, sharp one for you today. This concerns a recent ruling by the European Court of Justice. From this point forth shall be known as the ECJ. They have made a ruling regarding sampling of music. This could have ramifications for the music world. They have decided that if you want to use a music sample, it's not good enough just to credit an artist and give money to the artist. You need to seek the permission of the producer of the original music. This does have ramifications because it kind of puts the ball in the producer of the original music's court. If the producer of the original music, which is sampled, doesn't like you, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't just use it and pay the money. And this has implications because I was brought up during the 80s and 90s listening to the hip hop and the rap, but more to the point for me, the likes of DJ Shadow, DJ Cam, the Beastie Boys, people using samples as art. This has got foundations throughout history. People drawing moustaches on the Mona Lisa, or Andy Warhol taking pictures of Campbell's condensed soup, or photos of Marilyn Monroe, Elvis. Photos, pictures, images, art that already existed and building upon it to create something new, and people recognised it as such. And then the Beastie Boys took samples and rapped on top of it. It took When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. You had albums like Introducing by DJ Shadow that were nothing but a woven quilt of hundreds, thousands of samples. Imagine having to get permission from the original artist for every single sample. And you get to a sample and someone says, no, you're not using my music, and the whole album's down the drain. That's kind of what's happened today because Kraftwerk have won their 20-year sampling case over Metal on Metal, and that's not Metal on Metal by Anvil. Metal on Metal! Boom! Boom! Metal on Metal! This is a case I didn't really know about. This is a case that does indeed date back 20 years. German electro-pop pioneers Kraftwerk have won a long-running copyright battle over a 2-second clip of the 1977 track Metal on Metal. Now, the important bit here is that the European Court of Justice ruled that musicians cannot sample other artists' records without permission. I'm not sure if that's a sea change or not, but that is quite important. As it says here, the ECJ, I meant to keep referring to them as the ECJ for now on, didn't I? The ECJ, just to save us a bit of time. The ECJ decision could have huge implications. Implications. I like that. I'm going to stick with that. Could have huge implications for the music industry. The ruling means that any reproduction of a sound sample taken from an existing recording must be authorised by the original producer. Now, this has resulted, it's taken 20 years to get this decision. It's gone backwards and forwards through the German courts by the look of it. And then it's gone to the European court who have made this final ruling. You've got the Kraftwerk song, which goes like this. But so this must be the drum beat that's been sampled. Bum, bum, ba, ba-dum, ba-da. So a filtered analog drum beat, drum machine drum beat, and then the tomfoolery has been over this song by Sabrina Setlur, which goes like this. Okay, so let's listen to the Kraftwerk again. And this one here. I mean, the whole ruling's based on this. This is the test case. Okay, so they've taken the drum beat. They've taken the drum beat from the Kraftwerk song. And they've used it as the basis for their song. Now, there are two sides to this kind of argument. And I found it on this channel in discussions we've had before. There are definitely people out there, certainly the guitar community, who feel that everything you do should be original. And when you talk about a case like this, they'll put in your comment section, and I'm sure we'll get some down below, they'll say, this is deserved. If you steal someone else's music, you deserve to be punished for it. I am much more lax about this, much more lax. I think there is a division, but I don't think it's a line. My line would be like that. I can see both points of view regarding legitimate copyright theft and just artistic expression using what's gone before. You take someone's drum beat, you mess with it a bit, you use it. Yeah, you might have to credit the original artist, and yeah, you could pay them some money, but now I need their permission. So now, probably the albums I grew up with, and admittedly, we're not talking about necessarily rock albums here, we're talking about hip-hop, rap type stuff, but then DJ Shadow isn't, what am I trying to say here? Music that's made of a patchwork of previous material. Remember when Moby's Play came out? It's kind of derided now, but when it first came out, that was using an old set of recordings, sort of taken field recordings. And he built it into something that was legitimately new. And like I said, introducing by DJ Shadow, which is the sort of first example of something that's pretty much made of nothing but other people's work. Making a new work, like artists throughout history have done. I think I'm on the side of people just being allowed to do whatever they want as long as they don't take the piss. So that's why my line is definitely like that. And why I find rulings that are so cast iron. And we've had it recently with other things. We've had it with the Marvin Gaye estate against people like Ed Sheeran and on that other bloke that I've forgotten his name now with the video of the naked women, which we've done another video about before anyway. In this same article, it gets a little bit confusing here because we're talking very specifically about needing permission to use someone's actual work. Now they mix it in here with a ruling where Meatloaf, you can see it on the screen here, Meatloaf has recently settled another copyright case involving his hit I Would Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That. We've all quibbled over the years about what it is that he might not do. The case was originally filed in 2017 in the California federal court by Enclosed Music, which argued the track copied 1989 song I'd Do Anything for You. The fact that Meatloaf has settled it means that he's kind of agreeing to it, and perhaps he did copy it. I don't know why they really brought that up. That's just certainly a case of perhaps copyright infringement, whatever. Mixing up the idea of hearing a song and writing or playing something similar and the actual taking of a sample of a song is different. But it does lead me on to talk about another ruling, another recent ruling, which is Katy Perry has been found guilty by a jury of stealing from Christian rapper Flame for her big hit Dark Horse. Now, I thought, Dark Horse, what's that? Actually, when I listened to it, I thought, no, I do know it. I do know it. Now, again, this isn't actually a case of sampling. So I'm not sure why the stories are being mixed together. I think it's just because these rulings have happened today. But the Katy Perry song, she said, I didn't ever hear the Flame song. I didn't hear it. Like Coldplay once said when Joe Satriani sued them. Chris Martin said, this is fine, but I've never heard Joe Satriani. And I kind of believed him. And here, I might believe Katy Perry. The problem she's got is 6 people. Just showing you that. Well, bit my tongue then. 6 people were involved in the writing of this song. One of them, I think, may have heard the Flame song. Anyway, a jury has listened to it and they've said, Katy Perry, you've got to give money to Flame because you've stolen from him. Let's just listen to I'll just show you what we're on about. What we're on about here, I think, and I could be wrong, we're just on about one little melody line that plays throughout the song, okay? So here's the Katy Perry song. Right, listen to in the background now. All right. Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? Now, I don't know. I've listened to them both. I mean, fleetingly. Fleetingly. Flame far more fleetingly than Katy Perry. I actually like Katy Perry. And I quite like this Dark Horse song. I quite like it. Now, this is one of those things. A jury has already decided that Katy Perry has stolen. Not that I don't think it's... I don't know if it's a case of they've agreed that it sounds similar. I think they've said, it's so similar, you must have stolen it. Now, viewers of this channel know we've had this argument before, which is my belief that over the years, so many songs have been written, so many melodies have been used, so many words have been used, so many ideas have been used. It was easier for bands like the Beatles in the 60s to come up with new ideas, but at the moment there's like a cauldron of all the melodies that have ever been written in this cauldron, and we're stirring the cauldron. And every time you write a song, it's like you've got to write a song, and to avoid copyright laws and juries, you've got to make sure you write a song with ingredients that have nothing to do with the contents of that cauldron. But we know that that can't be done anymore. How many times I've gone through albums for the Discover series, and I've said, wow, this song sounds like this song, and this song sounds like this song. The last album I did, which was Ariel Pink's Pom Pom, there was a song on there that I was singing Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 to. It sounded exactly the same to me. What are we going to do? We're going to sue everybody. We're going to get juries out. This is a bit similar. I mean, maybe we're getting to the point where everything's a bit similar. Now we've got to decide whether it's just a bit similar or whether you stole. And I think we've got two separate issues here. We've got deciding whether someone hears a song and creates a song that sounds a little bit similar, and someone who takes a piece of somebody else's song and puts it in their song. And the ECJ has decided that if you want to take a little snippet of someone else's song, you need their permission. It's not just enough to do it and pay them. I think that's the difference today. And like I said at the beginning, I think this has ramifications. There will be those amongst you who think this doesn't matter because you don't agree with sampling in the first place. However, I am not one of you, because I listen to something like, and I keep bringing it up because it was just a classic of its time. It's not like I listen to it every day now, but back in the 90s, Introducing by DJ Shadow is just beautiful. Beautiful. Created with layer upon layer of samples from all over the place. But now that record would need the producer's consent for every single sample. What are your feelings, my mercenaries? It's strengthening the copyright holders, the person who created the song, well, the producer of the song. It's strengthening their position. I might be biased because I'm coming from a place where I totally and utterly agree with people taking existing material and building upon it to create something new. I feel like I do it with my own videos. What do you think? Let me know down below. I could say that at the end of every video, couldn't I? What do you think? Let me know down below. Over and